Welcome back, everybody. Today we're gonna be making some bean and cheese burritos inspired by my grandma's breakfasts. But I'm gonna be using the Instant Pot to be making the beans, and it's gonna be a delicious recipe. To go over our ingredients, very simple. This recipe is a staple in my household. To start off, we're gonna need 2 pounds of pinto beans, a half of a chopped onion. I have 6 garlic cloves pressed, 2 tablespoons of Knorr's chicken bouillon. Now, if you do not wanna use this, you can use chicken broth and salt. 1 jalapeno. For our burritos, we're gonna need a pack of bacon, cheddar cheese, and a medium-sized flour tortilla that's about 8 to 10 inches. And we'll need some water. I'll actually need 6 cups to make our beans. So let's start off, taking our Instant Pot, we'll add in our beans. Now, a little tip on these beans I let soak overnight. If you're gonna be doing just dry beans, it is gonna take a little bit longer, but not that long. I think I've seen the guides say like about 30 to 35 minutes on dry beans. If you soak them overnight, you only set the timer for 8 minutes. Okay, we'll add in our jalapeno. If you want this spicy, you can slice some little slices on the side to release some of those oils, but I'm gonna use this for the kids. I'll actually eat the jalapeno later on. And then add in our onion, add in our garlic. Get all that nice goodness in there. That's gonna add some flavor. We're gonna go ahead and fill up with some water. Now this is 4 cups. We're gonna need a total of 6 cups for this. And finally, our chicken bouillon. Like I said, if you don't wanna use chicken bouillon, you can use chicken broth. Go ahead and give this a mix. If the water was a little bit warm, it'll actually dissolve that chicken bouillon a little bit faster, but since it's cold, guess what? We gotta do some work. All we gotta do is just mix everything together, and then we're gonna get this going. Place our lid on the Instant Pot. The one thing I love about this Instant Pot is it automatically goes back to seal. So it's already sealed, but if you have the old school one where you got the little toggle, just make sure that you have it set to seal. All right, so we're gonna set it to pressure cook. And I did some chicken that I prepped. So now, this is the only thing I hate about this Instant Pot. You have to just keep turning the dial. We're gonna set it to about 8 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna just put it to 10. On high, pressure cook, high, 10 minutes, start. Okay, now that our timer's done, it does take a little while. It preheats, it heats up, then once it pressurizes, which takes a few minutes, then it goes through the cooking cycle. Now, since I have beans and liquid in here, I do not want to open it up right away. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna just leave it be. I'm gonna let it go for about 20 minutes to naturally release that pressure. Because there's many times, especially on my older models where it doesn't have a little cup over it, it will just spit out tons of juices. So to not make a mess and just let it do its thing, I'm gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes. All right, so it's been about 25 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and release the rest of the pressure. As you can see, it's not a whole lot. I like doing that because it doesn't make a mess. This right here can sit for 30, 40 minutes and it's not gonna affect it at all. So I'm gonna let the rest of this pressure go out and then we'll start making our beans. All right, to give it a quick test, and I hear some sizzle. So let's go ahead and get our bacon in. Now we're gonna cook this to where it's nice and crispy. This type of beans reminds me of my grandpa. My grandma, in the morning with her coffee, making fresh tortillas and frying up some bacon so we can put in our beans. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna render that fat down. I do save the bacon fat, so don't discard that. That's some good fat that you can use later on. So we're gonna be cooking this for a few minutes. We wanna get that nice mahogany bacon look and nice and crispy. All right, now that things are heating up, you wanna go ahead and stir occasionally. Keep things moving, spread it out a little bit. Make sure no pieces are sticking together, and then let it cook for a few minutes and then give it another stir. All right, so that's been about 5 minutes or so. We still need a little bit more. As you can see, we still got little pieces that there's nothing but fat. Just let it keep going. Once you get a nice mahogany color, it's coming through right now.
But let it keep rolling. We got a lot more fat that we need to render out of this bacon. That's what we're looking for, some nice fried bacon. If you want it a little bit crispier, by all means, render it down a little bit more. I might just leave it for a couple more minutes. I see some spots that need a little bit more rendering, but so far our bacon looks good. Now see, all this bacon fat, do not get rid of that bacon fat. My grandma used to use this for everything. Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor and it adds some really good flavor to your food. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and screen out our bacon. So we'll take some of that bacon fat that we just rendered out. We'll add just a little bit to our pan. All right, now that it's nice and hot, add in some scoops of beans. Since the beans are hot, we're gonna be able to smash them right now. If they were cold, obviously gotta wait till it, heats up and everything, but we just made these, so these are really hot as they are in this Instant Pot. And remember that jalapeno that we put into the beans? We're gonna add half of that into here. Add a little bit of kick to it. Now we just smash our beans. Like I said, once they're hot, you just made them, they're really, really hot. It's so easy. We really don't even need no heat. But I'm gonna see how much moisture is in the beans because I don't want this too runny. So if I do need to reduce any moisture down, that's what we'll do. That's what we need the heat for. But other than that, to smash the beans, they're already hot. You can smash them right away. Or even easier, you can actually put it in a blender. That's what my mom does. I do that too. Just make a pot of beans, put it in the blender. Now we'll add in our bacon. Now, I'd be scarce on the sodium at this moment because now we're adding in the bacon, I'm sorry. So that's gonna boost up the sodium in our beans. So just check right now for seasoning if that's what you want. Okay, so for my taste, I'm just gonna be adding in a couple pinches of salt. Salt to your preference and go by how it tastes for you. Give this a mix. Okay, check for taste. Right on the money. Just to add a little bit more creaminess, sprinkle in some cheese, that mild cheddar cheese. All right, mix that in, let that cheese melt. We're just gonna add a little bit if we feel like it needs a little bit more. I like to have like that little cheesy pull in my beans. Yeah, see? Still hot, melting everything, getting everything mixed together. All right, let's go heat up some tortillas and let's make us some little bean burritos. So now we got a heated tortilla straight off of our comal. Now we're gonna add in some beans. Now be careful on the portion. You wanna be able to close this probably about right there. Probably take off just a little bit. Now we'll add a good amount of cheese. And don't hold back on the cheese, baby. All right, so fold a burrito. Just roll it from the sides. Roll on over, pull back. That way you get a nice tightness. Another little flip and then roll on. So this is a perfect breakfast bean and cheese burrito. So now all I gotta do is get some oil hot and we are going to fry these. All right, in a pan over medium-high heat, we're gonna add a little bit of cooking oil. Okay, now that our oil is hot to fry, the side that you have the seam is what we're gonna be laying down first. And this is gonna take about a minute. We just wanna get it nice golden brown, and then we're gonna flip it. All right, so after about a minute or so, about a minute and a half, once you get a nice golden brown, go ahead and flip it over. And same thing, we're gonna let that other side go for another minute and a half. All right, once you got the color that you're looking for, get you some tongs and then get it on its side. We're gonna let that go for about a minute. And once that's nice and golden brown, go ahead and get that other side. Yeah, it's time to get into some goodness. I'm hungry. I let the cheese cool down so that way everything's nice and thick. Perfect flavor. That bacon, reminds me of growing up on, with my grandma around. Some really good stuff. Well-balanced flavor, nice seasoned beans. You got that bacon just to give you that hint of goodness, and then some of that cheese, man. Woo! Some good stuff. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. Look guys, I have all my recipes on my website, cookingwithkirby.com. Very simple website. You're not gonna get hit with a ton of ads and just nonsense, and I get straight to the point. I got the video right there on the post, so by all means go check it out, cookingwithkirby.com. You'll see all my recipes over there. Now I got these recipes, they're really good. Just try them out. Y'all be beautiful and take care.